Is your real estate logo your brand? Wait, what the hell is a brand anyways? Well, on this video, we're about to find out. Welcome to another episode of Brand You, the one show that focuses on everything attraction-based video and content marketing specifically for people in the real estate industry. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button above. Hi, my name is Mike Cuevas, the Real Estate Marketing Dude, and on this video, I'm gonna walk you through the difference between your real estate logo versus your brand and what the difference is and what they each mean. Quite often, people get this confused and they're totally different things. You see, your brand is everything your business stands for and or what people think of when they think of you. Your logo is just a visual reminder of your brand's existence, but they are not the same thing. You see, your brand is your overall offering to how you practice real estate or how you practice loans. And the reason why this is so important is that nobody remembers that you sell houses or that maybe you're a mortgage broker. What they remember is how you sell houses and how you're a mortgage broker. And that's exactly what your brand is. But let me explain a little bit deeper. In about 2015, I was still selling real estate in Chicago, Illinois, and today I live in San Diego, California. Now in 2015, my brand name was called Chicago Real Estate Dude. It's just who I was. But even though I have completely stopped selling real estate, picked up, left Chicago, moved all the way to San Diego, and now I sell video marketing services and content services for people in the real estate industry, my personal brand has not changed. I'm still a dude. Today we're called Real Estate Marketing Dude, whereas a few years ago I was Chicago Real Estate Dude. And then that's really what the difference is. Your brand is to how you practice business and the experience and or way you do it. That's what people ultimately remember. I could have easily called my video marketing company a lot of different things, but none of them describe our story any better than Real Estate Marketing Dude. People are able to get an idea off of sort of how we roll, what we do, and you get a good idea of how we do it just by being a dude. Now the question is what is that but for your business? Here's why this is important. Each and every year, over 60% of closed transactions come from referrals, repeat clients, or people you personally met, which means that business is not coming from your email autoresponder, Google AdWords, or even Facebook ads for that matter. It's coming from the people you know. And the reason why this is so important is because 72% of people close with the first agent they meet. Therefore, top of mind brand awareness, at least in our business, is extremely, extremely important. So here are the stats. 10 to 15% of the population moves each and every year, and 100% of the population knows at least one person that they can refer to your business. At the same time, with 72% of people closing with the first agent they meet with, top of mind brand awareness is everything. That means that the ability to have your name, your business be thought of when real estate comes to mind or is brought up in a conversation, that is your brand. Do you need a real estate logo? Well, let me ask this question this way. Do you know any business that doesn't have their own logo? For example, if you were to open up a bakery, you not having a logo would be like your bakery not having a sign on the outside of it. Therefore, what kind of bread do you make? A lot of times this gets overlooked by many real estate agents, and a lot of agents just go ahead and use their broker's logo for their branding. But in actuality, the truth is that 96% of consumers hire the agent over the broker they're affiliated with. Therefore, that means that people don't really care about the broker you work for. They're more so putting their trust into the individual agent that they hire. And it is for that reason that your brand, your individuality, your personal brand needs to and should stay on top of mind with your most important audience. And that is going to be the relationships you have in life, comprised of your Facebook friends, your Instagram followers, your email list. You see, the business has always been right in front of you. So in short, using your broker's logo is really just building their brand instead of your own. So it's something that you may want to consider in the future. But if you get a brand logo, we're not just talking about a logo that just has a couple initials on it with a nice roof or maybe a set of keys. Your brand logo needs to do three things. First is that it should absolutely tell a story. Second is you should remind people what you do for a living. And then third, you should be able to inflect some of your personality or tonality within it. If you look at the Real Estate Marketing Dude logo, all three of those elements are the same. And that's the difference between a brand logo versus just a typical real estate logo. Your real estate logo should reinforce what your brand stands for, as well as provide a visual reminder of your existence. And the more you use your own branding, the more it's going to work for you. So I want to go ahead and give you a story about how people used to tell stories way back even in the time like before Christ was born. Now, if you go back to the caves in Egypt, and inside of those caves, there's these things that we call hieroglyphics. And way back then, people were still telling stories. However, back then, they used to tell stories in the form of pictures. And the reason why they tell stories in the form of pictures is because people can look at a picture and better understand, perceive, and understand exactly what the picture says. They didn't use words back then. They just used pictures to go ahead and tell stories. Well, that picture is your logo, and if it doesn't tell a story, it's not really a brand logo in my opinion. The point being is that people perceive visual images a lot faster and a lot deeper than anything that you would say verbal. As a matter of fact, when people are understanding communication, anything they see visually is way more impactful than anything they're hearing verbally. And the reason for that is because our brains only intend or keep on to remain intact about 10% of what actually comes out of our mouths. So we lose or we don't retain about 90% of verbal information consumed. However, we do retain the visual imagery consumed. And as long as your logo accompanies you wherever you go, you are constantly reinforcing your brand and you're reminding your database what it is that you do for a living. When we start talking about real estate logo versus brand, they are two totally different things. Your brand is what your business stands for and it's how you do your business. Your logo is just a visual reminder of it. And if you're going to do a logo that really does its job, it's got to have those three things present. It's got to tell a story, it's got to remind people what you do, and it should absolutely inflect some sort of personality so people can get an idea as of to how you're doing it. I really hope this video cleared up the difference between a real estate logo versus a brand. And if you like this information, go ahead and subscribe to our channel above. This is the one channel focused directly on attraction, video, and content marketing for people within the real estate industry. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mike Cuevas, the Real Estate Marketing Dude. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next episode of Brand You. Peace.